kids and everything. Yeah. It's different too. But yeah, so.
Is it up there? Is that what you asked up there? Yeah. Which shul in Tarrytown?
So this is Temple by the Abraham in Tarrytown. I've been a well, I was a music teacher there. I was there before I was here,
Yeah.
and I loved teaching. The commute was just too much on a weekly basis at 8:30 in the morning every single Sunday. You know, every single night. That was too much. They're an interesting combination because they are a conservative and a reform shul. They've always been that way. They have a conservative minyan and they have the reform service on Friday night. So every single Saturday there's conservative minyan. The rabbi and cantor lead it, but when there's a bar mitzvah, the conservative minyan meets at 9 o'clock, and the rabbi and cantor have to leave at 11 for the bar mitzvah. Take pictures with the bar mitzvah boy. It's like it's a two totally different operating systems. When it happens, they initially have board to do. They read Torah and then they leave. And so I finish with Haftarah, and I do Musaf, and I'm the closer. I'm the Maria Rivera.
That's great. But yeah,
So,
I guess that hybrid is starting to happen in other places too, or it's going to have to, you know?
yeah. So it's been like that. So they because I was here, they've been getting somebody to cover, and then now it's like, well, you want to come back and do some more show?
Yeah.
So it's a nice gig. So
That's great.
that's what happens there. Yeah. How's everybody?
Good.
All right. Hanging in there?
Did you do your concert already with the,
No, that's gonna be. It was supposed to be this coming Sunday, 6/13.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be.
I don't know,
It's gonna be December 18th
where are you going to
in Nyack. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, plenty of time.
Yeah. So people really want a concert and. Deal with seeing me again a little bit, you know, as an opener, you know. That's all. That's all right. So.
I know, Joel is coming. Oh, okay.
We're leaving for Philmont on next Thursday, on Thursday. So in New Mexico, we're doing our New Mexico thing out west. Yes, we're gonna go west. That's the trek. That's on Chaplin out there. That's beautiful.
Where? In New Mexico?
About 4 hours south of Denver. Yeah.
Because he's doing scouting.
They're doing the hike, and I'm chaplain at the base camp along with. I'm the only Jewish chaplain, and there's Protestant and LDS and Catholic chaplains. So I'm with all the chaplains, but I'm the only Jewish chaplain, and it's been an amazing.
I've been to the Haman Springs. That's like, yeah, I don't know if you've been there. That's,
No.
that's small, but that's kind of on the way, into from Colorado into.
Oh.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I'll have to tell you the name of that.
Yeah,
What's
Haman
it?
Springs. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Listen, why don't we we'll sprinkle a little bit of guitar in tonight. We'll do a little sprinkling. We won't do the whole service. We'll do a little spritz here and there. Why not? A little sprinkle of guitar, right? Yeah, so. Much alone. Alright, I guess, do we, the calendar? Not quite there yet. On her way, hopefully, because she's going to Barcelona.
Yes.
We can't use
Yeah, let's do it.
what?
You survived?
Yeah, it was a blast.
What was the blast?
Talia's wedding,
Oh, it was awesome. That's when was that?
last week.
If I had a lot of those. Very nice. I just happened to have them. Oh, wonderful. So
Did you have it at the factory yet in Kingsville? Beautiful there.
you have other married children, right? Other married children, right? There's
What, married son?
married son.
She's in the middle,
In the middle.
they're getting married in order.
Okay, good. So we didn't do the Mazika dance yet, but.
Not yet.
You got your Mazika shoes already.
I'm polishing my farm.
What?
I'm polishing my farm.
You're polishing your own.
I'm farming. So the tradition I know is they lick a dollar bill and stick it on.
Oh, you're forehead. I didn't know that. And, I'm only up to, The neighbors.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, so no, we're all set, yeah,
Okay, good.
remember, yeah, but with, Monterey, yeah, anytime, yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing it with them or tonight?
No,
You're doing
I can probably do it.
it?
Shall we?
Yeah, let's get started.
The roll call.
Page 14, I don't, or 46. משחדך אל רצונך ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל ישתחווה אל מול הדרך ירבו ידידותך מנופת צוף והותם אדוני זיו העולם נפשי חולת אהבתך אנא רפנה נועם זיווה אז תתחזק ותתרבה והייתה לך שפעת עולם ותהיימו רחמך חוסנה בנועמה כי זה כמה נכסוף לי בתפארת עוזך אנא אלי מחמד ליבי ושנה יגאלנה ופרוס חביב עלי סוכת שלומך תאיר ארץ מכבודך נגילה ונשמחה Adonai Nariya Litzor Yishenu Nikad Mafana Bitoda Pizmirot Nariya Lo Yadalai 40 שנה עקוד בדור ואמרם תוהה לבבהם והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי ואפי אם יבואון אל מנוחתי page 16 or 49. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato, Sakru Bagoyim, Kivodo Bechol Ha'amim, Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, U'olam Me'od, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Ay, 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 Ki Kol Elohei Ha'amim Elilim, V'Adonai Shamayim Asa, Hod V'Hadar Lefanav, Oz B'Tiferet B'Mikdasho, Havul Adonai Mishpechot Amim, Havul Adonai Kavod Va'os, Havul Adonai Kevod Shemo, Zeu Mincha, Uvo Lechatzota, Ay, 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 Hishtachavu L'Adonai, Behadrat Kodesh, Kilo Mifanav, Kol Haaretz, Imru V'Goyim, Adonai Malach, Haftikon Tevel Ba'altimot, Yadinamim Be'meshamah, Yismechu Hashamayim Betagil Haaretz, Yeram Hayam, Umelo, Ya'alon Sadai, V'chol Asher Bo, Ay, 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 Az Yiradmenu Kol Atzeyar, Lifnei Adonai Kiva, Kiva Lishpot Haaretz, Yishpot Tevel Betzedek, Be'amim Be'emunato, Yadai, 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 bottom of 17 or 51. Ohave Adonai Sinura Shomer Nafshot Hasidav Miyad Rishaim Yatzilem Hor Zaru Al Tzadik O Yisrael Simcha Simchut tzadikim Adonai Vehodu lezecher kodsho. Page 52 or 18. Mizmor shiru l'Adonai shir chadash ki niflaot asa Hoshia lo yemino uzroa kodsho. Ay ay hodia Adonai Yeshuato lehenei agayim gilatzid kato zachar chasto ve'emunato levei Yisrael ra'u chol afsei aretz et Yeshuat Eloheinu hariyu l'Adonai kol haaretz Pitzchu v'ranenu v'zameru zamru l'Adonai bechinor bechinor v'chol zimra b'chatzrat v'kol shofar hariyu lifnei hamelech Adonai Yimram hayam u'melo tevel ve'yoshvema necharu Yimchaucha Yachad Harim Yeranenu Lifnei Adonai Kiva Lishmot haaretz Yishmot Tevel ben Tzedek Ve'amim Ve'meisharim Yadai Yadai da 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 yadai yadai da 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 dai 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 yadai da 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 dai yadai da 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 dai dai yadai da 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 dai yadai da 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 dai 1953 Adonai Malach. I don't know this one. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Please rise, page 2454. Mizmor leDavid, Havul Adonai b'nei Elim, Havul Adonai, Kavod v'hoz, Havul Adonai, Kevod shemo hishtachavu l'Adonai v'hadra kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, El hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayishaber Adonai et hazeh alvanon, Vayarkiten kemo egel Lebanon, Besir
melech le'olam. Adonai oz le'amo yitin. Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. Ay, 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 Sorry, Ana bekoach, bekoach, gedulat yemincha, yemincha, tatir terura, kabel rinatamcha, zagmenu darenu nora. Ana bekoach, gedulat yemincha, tatir terura, kabel rinat amecha, sagvenu tarenu nora. Ay 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 Now we're on 21 or 56. Let's get one more. Sorry. That wasn't good. Lecha dodi likrat kala ene Shabbat necha bela shamor v'zachor b'diborecha ishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo L'shemo tiferet v'litchila lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela likrat Shabbat lechu b'nelcha ki hi mekor ha'beracha merush mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzeim mitoch ha'havecha Rav lach shevet be'emek ha'bacha Vehu yachamol alaychem la lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela Hitna arime afar kumi livshi bigdei tifratef ami al yad ben yishai beit halachmi korba el ne'afshi ne'ge'ala lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala Yasis alayich Elohayich Kimsos chatana Kala Lechadod Dili Rakala Pene Shabbat Negabela Ay Yamin Usmo Tifrotziv Et Adonai Ta'aritzi Al Ya'ish Ben Partiv Nismecha V'Nagila Lechadod Likrakala Bene Shabbat Nekabela Ay Shalom Atem Bala Gam Besimcha Utzala Sof Emuneh Am Segula Vo'ichala Lechadod Dili Likrakala Ene Shalom Page 23 or 59. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat tov lehodot laDonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulezamer leshimcha elyon lehagid baboker chastecha ve'emunacha balelot hale asor vale navel hale hikayon bechinor mizmor shir leyom haShabbat tov lehodot laDonai ulezamer leshimcha elyon ulezamer leshimcha elyon. Tzadik atamar yivrach יזכה שתונים בבית אדוני בחצרות אלוהינו יפריקו עוד ינובון בסבע דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עברת בו. Page 61 or 24. מקולות מים, מים רבים, אדירים, אדירים, משברי ים. מקולות מים, מים רבים, אדירים, אדירים, משברי ים. אדיר במרום, נאי, נאי, אדיר במרום, נאי, נאי, אדיר במרום, אדוני. אדיר במרום, נאי, נאי, אדיר במרום, נאי, נאי, אדיר במרום, אדוני. עדותיך נמנו מאוד לביתך נאווה קודש אדוני לאורך ימים.
Wait, this is Bishop Aaron.
So we got, wait, is there another page? Yeah, let's see. Do you want to see? Can we just do it?
It's just the announcement.
Just, what, beam announcements and Mission Barracks, okay.
How about that?
Could it be, oh, he's got, wait, we're good, okay.
You just have to scroll down from, you just have to.
Oh, all of these, okay, so all of these through
to the end.
Saturday, okay?
Yep.
Okay, okay, we're good. Okay. This week, we observe the Yartzeichen of, what? Wait,
Oh, right.
wait, these are from Monday, June 13th through, okay. Jill Goldenberg remembers her father, Lionel Four. Jill Goldenberg remembers her grandfather, Herman Stern. Hildy Martin remembers her father, Milton Kelber. Elizabeth Setzo remembers her mother, Gertrude Setzo. Leah Leonard remembers her grandmother, Bessie Bennett. Florence Gross remembers her father-in-law, Philip Grossman. Hildy Martin remembers her brother, Stuart Kelber. Timothy Schwartz remembers his grandmother, Anna Pryatskowskaya. Timothy Schwartz remembers his father, Lev Schwartz. Diane Zoltowski remembers her father, Charlie Zoltowski. Mara Stamfer remembers his late wife, Deborah Stamfer. Alan Sasson remembers his father. Alexander Sassoon. And the PJC remembers May Mendez, a relative of a founding member of the PJC. Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabam. Ve'alma tivara kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'vyonechon v'chayedechon beit Yisrael. V'agalah v'zman kari v'imru.
Amen.
Yehi shmei rabam v'barach v'olam v'olam. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei v'kudasham. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbevata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom v'brahma kuyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. I'd like to invite our own Anna Tekesh to share a few words, share her Devar Torah for this weekend. Baruch
Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and Mazal Tov to the Pack family on the recent wedding of Talia, and we're all participating in your simcha. Our Torah portion this week is Parashat Be'alotecha. It's about Be'alotecha has so many things happening. It's unbelievable how many incredible things are packed in this parsha. And with your permission, I will share Rabbi Jonathan Sachs' view on Be'alotecha, which addresses Moses as a model for leadership and humility. But because in this Torah portion we have like 3 moments where we can see how the way Moses leads is through humility. And we want to look at that and maybe have a model for leadership that might be a little different from what we are used to in our times. The first instance where this occurred is when our Israelite friends are camped in the wilderness. They get manna every day. They should be okay with that, but that's not what happens. They cry for meat. They miss the meat they had in Egypt. And Moses has a breakdown. He has a nervous breakdown this time because it's been too much. And he says, I'm going to quote from the psukim, the verses. He says to the Lord, "Why have you treated your servant so badly? Why have I not found favor in your eyes that you placed the burden of this entire people upon me? Did I conceive this entire people? Did I give birth to them that you say to me, carry them in your bosom as the nurse carries the suckling to the land you promised their forefathers? Where can I get meat to give to all these people? For they are crying on me, saying, give us meat to eat. Alone, I cannot carry this entire people, for it's too hard for me. If this is the way you treat me, please, kill me if I have found favor in your eyes, so that I not see my misfortune." That's it. He's ready to die. He's done. God says to Moses, "Assemble for me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the people's elders and officers, and you shall take them to the tent of meeting, and they shall stand there with you." So Rashi looks at this verse, like take the 70 men. Where will these men be taken from? Like how, we remember there was a census, we have 600,053. How are we choosing 70 people to be the leaders with Moses to share the burden of the leadership? So what Rashi says is that these men will be chosen from those who were already chosen in Egypt, because in Egypt when Bnei Israel were slaves, they had other Israelites in charge of them, and those would take the punishment for their brothers. They were in charge of them, and because of that, they would have mercy on their own, and they would take the punishment. So it's that those would be the leaders. They have already been chosen. Moses doesn't need to choose them. And how are you going to pick them? Take them with words. Tell them how fortunate you are that you have been appointed leaders over the children of the Omnipresent. So already here we see that a model of leadership will be not the ones who need to be served, but the ones who serve, right? These 70 elders. Then I'm going to quote, one more verse from the Torah. Then God says, I will come down and speak to you there in the tent of meeting, and I will increase the spirit that is upon you and bestow it upon them. Then they will bear the burden of the people with you, so that you not need to bear it alone. Rashi explains this as a candle. We know this. I don't know how many of you know this metaphor, but I found it the most beautiful one. That when you have a candle and you impart the light of that candle onto other candles, the light of that candle will not diminish. You will have a greater light, but that one will not diminish. And that would be the style of leadership for Moses also. God will elevate Moses' spirit onto those 70 elders, and his leadership, his power will not be diminished, his greatness or his ability to lead. They will all lead together. So there's a model of leadership here of cooperation, of delegation, of working together. Then there is another problem that surges when those 70 elders were chosen, two that should have been chosen weren't. Eldad Umedad. And they themselves say, no problem, we weren't chosen to be in the tent of meeting with Moses. We will go out and we will prophesy outside, and people will listen. Joshua, whom later on will become Moses' successor, comes to Moses. He's very worried. He says, Eldad Umedad, they are out there, they're prophesying. And Moses says, are you jealous on my behalf? Would that all the Lord's people were prophets, that he would rest his spirits upon them all. Maybe all of us need to be prophets, and I don't need to do this on my own. So one more time, we have another model of leadership that sees the empowerment of everybody, right? Instead of being a one sole one. The third instance, where in this same parsha that we see another example of Moses' leadership, is towards the end of the Torah portion. Moses' sister Miriam and brother Aaron are talking about the fact that Moses took an Ethiopian wife, or an Ethiopian. Her name is Tzipporah. My mother happens to have Tzipporah Miriam both. We know that because of that, Miriam is punished because of gossiping, and Moses prays on her behalf. Actually, the prayer that we said today on Yedid Nefesh, Lefan Allah, comes also from this Torah portion, because Moses, instead of cutting ties with his sister who took care of him when he was younger and who takes care of the people while they are in the desert, he prays for her nourishment, for her wellness, and he's not angry at her for talking bad about him. And what God says, again, I'm going to quote one more verse. Now the man Moses was very humble, more so than any other man on earth. So just in this Torah portion, we have like 3 examples of humility, of a shared leadership, of accepting more and more power within your people, and being joyful about it. From my 15 years at the PJC. That's the model I've seen here. This is a jewel. Our community here, it is a jewel, because that's our leaders are humble and don't seek praise for themselves. They work for the community. The community doesn't serve the leader serves the community. Although that's not the model that we see outside in many other instances in the world. So I wanted us just to, to acknowledge that we are following in the steps of Moses in leadership. And one more little thing, the name of the Torah portion is Be'alotecha, because it's about the moment where the menorah will be installed in the tent of meeting, and Be'alotecha is like when you rise to light the candles on the menorah. And Rabbi Sachs says the menorah has been the symbol for Judaism, it's our symbol, and it's the symbol of Israel. And he says, if you see the architecture of other nations from the same time period, so he cites the Babylonians, the Tower of Babel, and Egyptians, the pyramids, right? Though the architectural models to symbolize power of that time, they go like this. So that it's the people, right, serving one. Well, the menorah is the opposite, because it's all together becoming one. So I wanted to offer that to you. Thank you to Rabbi Sachs. Those are not mine, those pearls. Yes.
I was going to say just an interesting piece of that when you said about elevating to light the light, and that your light doesn't diminish when you light lights. But Lashon Hara, which is really what this question is about, and also one diminishes themselves when they spread Lashon Hara. When you talk about someone else in an ill way, it's not only hurting the person you're speaking about, but it's hurting yourself. It's like, it's really, so one of my teachers, Rabbi Siegman, always says when he talks to a child about Lashon Hara, he says to the child, you are better than that. Meaning, you should elevate yourself to a higher level. And he says, there are a lot of things in Judaism that are really hard to do, between kashrut and other things. He says, but Lashon Hara is something that we can all take part in and stop ourselves, And it's really a beautiful lesson to elevate the elevation and the diminishing, and we should always... Actually,
even when Joshua comes and said, oh, Eldad and Medad are doing this, right? And instead of being infuriated, he is happy. He's like, let all the people of Israel become prophets. So it's like always shifting it to the good.
Absolutely.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's a story.
We continue on page 28 or 64. Please rise. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Umavir yom, umavir lala, mavdil ben yom uben lala, Adonai tzvot shemo, el chai v'kayam tamid, yimlok aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'mali v'chavim, avat olam beit Yisrael, amcha avta, Torah u'mitzvot, ukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Alkein Adonai Eloheinu, Yishmeinu Uvkumeinu, Nasiach Bechukecha, Nismach B'dvorei Toratecha, U'Berbi mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki em chayenu v'yorech yameinu v'yorech yameinu negei yomam v'layla yomam v'layla Yevarkal tasem imenu yaolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Yavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol lebavcha B'chol nafshecha U'b'chol miyadecha Ve'ayu advarim ha'ela Asher anochi mitzavcha Hayom al levavecha V'shinantam levanecha V'dibarta bam V'shivtecha b'beitecha U'leftecha b'derech V'shafecha u'kumecha U'kshatam li'ot al yadecha Ve'hayu l'totafot b'ninecha Uchavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. Adonai Elohechem Amen. Ratzon kiblo aleihem Moshe b'nei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedor b'kodesh norat hilot osefela Malchut charu v'necha bokei yam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu v'yamru Adonai himloch le'olam va'ed v'nemar ki fod Adonai et Yaakov u'golo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael Ashivenu Shmor tzeiteinu einu l'chaim u'shalom me'ata v'ad olam Ufros aleh sukat shlomecha Baruch atah Adonai Ufros sukat shalom aleinu V'al kol amo Yisrael V'al Yerushalayim. Please rise. So we're on 34 or 74. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael Et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. יתגדל ויתקדש שמך הבא, ועמד יברוך ורתי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. והגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. ישמר אבא מבורך לעולם יום יומיה. יתברך Barak v'ishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh v'yitadeh v'yitaleh v'yitalash v'yitkurisha v'yechu Elam in kol berchata v'shirata tishbechata v'nechamot l'tamiran v'yalma v'yimeru. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Zocher Astei Avot ומביא גואל לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר פקד משיח ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל מכלכל חיים בחסד בחיי מתים ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמנות על החיות מתים ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, Yahaseh Shalom, Yahaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Continue page 47 or 89. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי וכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת בכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל, אלוהי לאה, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון, גוני שמיים וארץ, מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו, האל הגדול שאין כמוהו, ומניח לעמו ביום שבת קדשו. כי בו רצה להניח להם, כי בו רצה להניח להם, לפניו נבוא נריע פחד, נודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מאהוב הברכות. אל ההודעות, אדון מקדש השבת ומבורך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה, מהמקדוש שני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו, עצי במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, שמנו מטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, וטהר ליבנו לעבדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו, באהבה וברצון, שבת קדשך, ינוחו בך ישראל, לקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. 48 or 92. יתגדל ויתקדש שמך בה, יום דברך ורותיו ימליך מלכותו בחייך, עונם ימיך וחי לכל בית ישראל, והגלה בזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמך ומבורך, ועולם יומיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה ברכו נעלם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ביומה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלחנו לכל ישראל חדם עוון ושמיה ויאמרו אמן. יש שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadosho b'yavaratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit.
Yehu yom tefillah le'nei kodesh zecher tziyat mitzrayim v'yivanu achata v'yivanu kidashta yikoharim v'shabbat kodeshecha v'yavatzon hinchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Shabbat.
Page 51 or 98. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשה ביקרו בשמיים ממעל, שכינתו זו בקווי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום השבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא אלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד כתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו אחד.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. A beautiful evening. First off, I want to thank Lori. I want to thank Jeremy for organizing, Joe for finishing up, and where's Anna for, oh, there you are, Anna. Anna for giving us a nice little drash here. That was really nice. Couple little announcements. There's not a lot happening it's this time of year. Tomorrow's Kiddush is sponsored by the board, so it's absolutely free. Come and enjoy a Kiddush. The Tikkun Olam project still continues. They're looking for volunteers for homes for refugees, with Hearts and Homes, for refugees. Volunteers basically help Afghani families who have been resettled. I think there's 2 in New Rochelle, help them to sort of get themselves established here. Mostly, I think it involves driving, helping them get to doctor's appointments and things like that. If you want more information, contact Michael Dvorkin. We have our annual meeting of the PJC board. That is on June 26th. That's 10 a.m. That's a Sunday. Next Sunday, not this Sunday, but coming Sunday. And it's going to be held virtually on Zoom. So sick of Zoom. But you'll have an opportunity to vote in the new board and the new budget. And I will be stepping down. I'm ready to step down. So with that, Shabbat Shalom. I'll be happy to do odds and end jobs. With that, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Yes.
So anybody that's interested in the Mets game on Sunday, July 3rd, there's still a few more seats left. So if you're interested, give me a call no later than Monday morning and get your tickets.
Okay. It's got to be a Mets fan here, right? Besides you. Okay, you'll be away. Okay.
We'll finish with Mornis Kaddish and then Yikal. So page 52 or 101. Yikadal, Yikadash, Shemirabah, Yalmad, Ibrah, Ferute, Yamlich, Machute, V'chayachon, V'yamechon, V'chayim, V'chol Bet Yisrael, V'agalav, Izman Kariv, Imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei, Ra'om, V'rach, V'yalamo, Mayom, Mayom. Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitbachar, V'yitnomam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei, V'kudishah, V'yitachot. Ne'elam, V'kal, B'rchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, D'amiran, Mi'alma, V'yidru, Amen. Yishlam Araba, Min Shemaya, V'chaim, Aleinu, V'yalko Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. V'oseh Shalom, V'yamar, V'yaseh Shalom. Aleinu, V'yalko Yisrael, V'yimru, Amen. Yigdal Elohim Kai V'yishtabach, Nimtzah Me'ein El B'tziyuto, Achad V'yavim, Yakev V'udo, Ne'elam V'yom Eitzov V'yakudo, Elo Namut HaGuf V'yeino Guf, Lo Na'arok Elav Kiddushato, Kadmon V'chol Devar Asher Nivra, Rishon V'Neshit V'Beishit, Noah V'chol Ha'otzar, Yomeinu Lato Malchut aleinu, mamid b'sof tova v'yavruto, no'el ish chesed k'mifalo, noten l'mashava k'mishato, nishloch b'ketz yamin v'shikheinu, v'chok b'cha k'ketz yeshuato, metkin yechayel, verov chasto,